Happy morning students. Coming back to the chapter number system. Today we are going to see decimal expansion of real numbers. So it has two types. One is terminating decimal expansion. The other is non-terminating decimal expansion. For example, if you want the fraction to bring in terms of decimal expansion, and if the decimal expansion after the decimal point, if the digits gets ends where the remainder becomes 0, you will be calling that decimal expansion as terminating decimal expansion. And for non-terminating decimal expansion, when you are bringing a fraction in terms of decimal expansion, if the digits after the decimal point, if the digits gets repeated, we can say that it is non-terminating decimal expansion. In non-terminating decimal expansion, we have two types. One is repeating, other is non-repeating, where the word repeating means the same digits gets repeated after the decimal point in the decimal expansion, and non-repeating is where the digits does not gets repeated. You will get different numbers after the decimal point and which keeps on continuously moving. So in this case, a rational number can be defined in the other way as either terminating decimal expansion or non-terminating repeating decimal expansion, whereas irrational number can be defined as non-terminating, non-repeating decimal expansion. Now we are going to talk about the irrational numbers and the representation of irrational numbers on the number line in this exercise. So let us see the definition. Irrational numbers are not written in the form of p by q, that is fractional form, where q is not equal to 0, where irrational numbers are not written in the fractional form. So for example, square root of root 2, for example root 2, root 3, root 5, root 7 and so on. These numbers are called as irrational number. We have one of the property, if p is a prime number, then root p is irrational. Now let us represent the irrational number on the number line. So first we will take the number root 2. So we see that how root 2 can be represented on a number line. So first you have to split up your 2 into 2 perfect squares. So here I am splitting this as 1 square and 1 square. So it is easy for me to construct my root 2 on the number line. Now draw a number line where the numbers on the number line are equally placed apart from each other. So now we have splitted up this 2 as 2 perfect square, 1 square and 1 square. Using these numbers, I am going to construct my root 2 on the number line. So we are going to take a perpendicular distance of 1 unit from 1. So I am keeping my pencil point on 1 such that I am going to take 1 unit from 1. This is a perpendicular distance of 1 unit. So I am just calling this as B and this point as A. I am joining this AB. So such that this is 1 unit of perpendicular distance from 1 joining with OB. Since AB is a perpendicular line, the triangle formed OAB will be a right angled triangle. So using Pythagoras property, we are going to find out the measure of OB. So using Pythagoras property in triangle OAB, where it denotes that OB is the hypotenuse, OB square is equal to OA square plus AB square. So in the figure where OB is the hypotenuse, it lies opposite to my 90 degree. So where the other two sides are OA square and AB square. So OA will be 1 unit and AB perpendicular distance we have taken as 1 unit. So I am going to substitute here. So which is equal to 1 square plus 1 square. So 1 plus 1 which is equal to 2. So I will get OB square is equal to 2, which implies OB is equal to square root of 2. So in my figure, my OB distance is equal to root 2. So taking your compass, keeping your compass needle at O and taking the measure of OB, I am going to just draw a arc here such that the arc cuts on the number line here. So calling this number line as P. So now my OP distance will be root 2. So I will get hence OP is equal to root 2. So I represented root 2 on the number line. Second one, to represent root 3 on the number line. So before I have written root 2 on the number line, now I am taking root 3 on the number line. So root 3, I am splitting this 3 as 2 perfect squares. So which is 1 square and square root of 2 the whole square. So using these two numbers, I am going to construct my root 3 on the number line. So here I am going to take a perpendicular distance of 1 unit from root 2 point. So for root 2, the previous thing I am going to draw it again. So I have drawn root 2 by the previous. I am taking 1 unit of perpendicular distance from the point 1. So I am just taking 1 unit of perpendicular distance. I am naming this as B and this as A. I am joining this with my OB. So in this right angle triangle, using Pythagoras property, I found that OB as a measure of a length root 2. So taking a compass and keeping your needle at O, I am taking the measure of OB, just giving an arc here. So I will get the arc as touching this number line at the point P. Now my OP point will be square root of 2. So as we constructed previously, again I am constructing this root 2 for making my root 3 on the number line. So square root of 2 I am keeping here. Again I am going to take a perpendicular distance of 1 unit from root 2. Again I am joining. You just name this point as Q. Join my OQ line. So again I am going to use Pythagoras property for the triangle OPQ. In triangle OPQ, by Pythagoras property, we have hypotenuse will be OQ square, which is equal to OP square plus PQ square. So coming to this triangle here, where my OQ will be the hypotenuse, OP and PQ are the two sides of this right angle triangle, where my OP distance will be square root of 2 and PQ will be the perpendicular distance of 1 unit. So I am going to substitute here, where my OP is equal to square root of 2 the whole square. My PQ will be the perpendicular distance 1 square. So I will get 2 plus 1 which is equal to 3. So I got OQ squared as 3. OQ is equal to square root of 3. So from the figure, I got OQ measure as square root of 3. So taking compass, keeping your compass needle at O, measure this OQ and I am going to give an arc such that this arc moves along Q and touches the number line, keeping my needle here at the origin O, taking the measure of OQ. I am just going to give an arc such that such that the arc cuts on the number line at the point R. So this R point denotes root 3. Hence, I represented root 3 on the number line. Now, coming to exercise 1.2. First problem. State whether the following statements are true or false. Justify your answer. First problem. Every irrational number is a real number. So we want to prove that this statement is true or false. Since every real number is a collection of rational numbers and irrational numbers, I can say that all the irrational numbers are contained in the real number. So, every irrational number is contained in real number. So, the statement is true. That is, every irrational number is a real number. Second subdivision. Every point on the number line is of the form root m, where m is a natural number. We want to prove that this statement is true or false. We know that there are negative numbers on the number line. So if we take the square root of any negative number, it becomes an imaginary number but not an natural number. For example, if we take a square root for minus 7, negative number, where minus has been replaced by I square, where in complex number I squared is equal to minus 1, which you will be studying in a higher standard. So if I remove the 7I squared from the square root, I will get square root of 7I, which is an imaginary number but not an natural number. So I can say that every point on the number line is not of the form square root of m, where m becomes an natural number. So I can say that this statement is false. Third problem. Every real number is an irrational number. So we want to prove that whether the statement is true or false. The statement is false since the real numbers includes both rational and irrational numbers. So I can say that every real number is not an irrational number. Second problem. Are the square roots of all positive integers are irrational? If not, give an example of the square root of the number that is a rational number. So we want to show whether this statement is true or false by justifying with an example. The statement is false. That is, the square root of all positive integers are not an irrational number. For example, if I take a positive integers 4 and 9, and if we take the square root of 4 and square root of 9, I will get 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are rational numbers. So I can say that square root of some positive integers can be an irrational number, but not for all positive integers. Hence, my statement false. Therefore, the square root of all positive integers cannot be an irrational number. Third problem. Show how root 5 can be represented on the number line. Coming to the solution, taking square root of 5 I am just going to split up my 5 into 2 perfect squares such that 1 square and 2 square. Using these two numbers, I am going to locate my root 5 on the number line. So here I am taking a perpendicular distance of 1 unit from the point 2. Now we are drawing a number line such that keep your pencil point on 2. Name this point as A, and from 2 we are going to take a perpendicular distance of 1 unit. From point 2, that is point A, I am drawing a perpendicular distance of 1 unit and naming this point as B, such that AB is 1 unit and OA is 2 unit. Now I am joining B with O such that OB measure, which is the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle OAB. To find OB, we are using a Pythagoras property. Coming to the solution, consider right angle triangle OAB using Pythagoras property. Hypotenuse square, that is OB square, is equal to the sum of the other two squares, that is OA square plus AB square. So which is equal to OA will be 2 units. So OA square is 2 squared plus 1 squared, which is equal to 4 plus 1. So where I got OB square as 5. So OB is equal to square root of 5. Now coming to the figure, I got OB measure as square root of 5. Now keeping the compass needle at O and with the measure of OB, I am going to give an arc such that this arc passes through the point and cuts on the number line. So I will get the arc which cuts on the number line. So naming this point as P, where P is denoted as root 5. So hence I located root 5 on the number line.